A change of power is coming for the country. We'll be talking about what's expected from Donald Trump's presidency.
We are talking to a very happy Governor Matt Bevin the day after Republicans taking control of the State House for the first time in nearly a century. Hear from him coming up.
Now the front is long gone. Here comes some much cooler air. Very chilly today, and it looks like it's going to be even colder there for the weekend. I'm going to go over that with a freeze possibility coming up.
This is WKYT News at Noon.
Welcome to WKYT News at Noon. I'm Barbara Bailey.
I'm Bill Bryant. Here's what's happening at noon. Donald Trump has pulled off a historic political upset in the presidential election.
Trump will be the 45th president of the United States. He thanked his supporters last night, and in just the last few minutes, former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton addressed the country for the first time after conceding the race.
I know how disappointed you feel because I feel it too. And so do tens of millions of Americans who invested their hopes and dreams in this effort. This is painful, and it will be for a long time. Donald Trump is going to be our president. We owe him an open mind and the chance to lead. Our constitutional democracy enshrines the peaceful transfer of power. And we don't just respect that, we cherish it.
Now, of course, everyone wants to know what's next. Zhang has more on the historic change in power.
Donald Trump defied expectations by defeating Hillary Clinton to become the nation's 45th president. In his victory speech, Trump praised Clinton for a hard-fought campaign.
We owe her a major debt of gratitude for her service to our country. I mean that very sincerely.
Trump aides say his transition team will brief him today here at Trump Tower. They're expected to talk about filling cabinet posts. Clinton phoned Trump early this morning to congratulate him on his victory.
We noticed all of the time that Hillary Clinton had a difficult time in each of these swing states.
Trump won 29 states, including close races in Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, and North Carolina.
Donald Trump heard a voice out in this country that no one else heard.
Trump promised to reach out to the more than 58 million Americans who did not vote for him.
For those who have chosen not to support me in the past, of which there were a few people, I'm reaching out to you for your guidance and your help so that we can work together and unify our great country.
President Obama invited President-elect Trump to meet with him at the White House to discuss transition plans tomorrow. Zhang, CBS News, New York.
This morning, Trump tweeted, quote, "Such a beautiful and important evening. The forgotten man and woman will never be forgotten again, as we all come together as never before." Well, here in Kentucky, voter turnout was right at where it was expected to be, about 59%. As predicted, Trump did well here in the horse capital of the world, winning 66% of the vote. For the first time since George W. Bush was reelected in 2004, Kentucky voted the same way as the nation. We'll have more reaction from Trump's supporters to his big win coming up at 12:30.
And it is not just the White House that will be seeing a change in power. For the first time in 95 years, Republicans will control the Kentucky House in Frankfort. Here's a look at the new balance of power. The Republicans now have a 64 to 35 seat margin, with one race still too close to call. One person who is elated about the huge wins in the Kentucky Republican Party is Governor Matt Bevin. We caught up with the governor this morning. WKYT's Hillary Thornton is live in Frankfort now to explain where Bevin wants to take the Commonwealth from here, now that he should have a clearer shot.
Good afternoon. We are here in Frankfort, just outside of the legislative chambers. The House chamber in particular will be taking on a much different look after last night's election, with Republicans taking control for the first time in nearly a century. This election cycle, with all 100 House seats up for election, the Republican Party set a goal to flip the House. Last night, achieving that goal, taking the majority for the first time since 1921, joining the already Republican-controlled state Senate. Also big news for the state out of last night's results is the defeat of longtime House Speaker Democrat Greg Stumbo. Now, it is no secret that Stumbo and Governor Matt Bevin have had their fair share of differences.
I was delighted to see him defeated because he's been an obstacle. He truly has been a stumbling block, all pun intended, to the Commonwealth for a long time.
Now, Bevin says last night's results showed that the people of Kentucky want change and want to be heard. The governor says this truly is a new day here in Frankfort and for the entire state. And he says today he is the happiest politically that he's ever been in his entire life. Live in Frankfort, Hillary Thornton, WKYT.
Thank you very much, Hillary. And the man who is expected to take Greg Stumbo's spot, Speaker-elect Jeff Hoover, that is if he's selected by his caucus, will be holding a news conference in about 30 minutes alongside Senate President Robert Stivers.
An unlikely winner in Kentucky's general election was Dan Johnson. He's the Bullitt County Republican State House candidate who had a picture on Facebook of a chimp labeled as a picture of President Obama. He defeated incumbent Linda Belcher by fewer than 200 votes. The Republican Party of Kentucky had asked Johnson to drop out of the race. Well, here in Lexington, it appears anger over the outcome of the election was behind some overnight vandalism.
The Republican Party of Fayette County's building on Southland Drive was damaged overnight. WKYT's Lauren Miner caught up with someone who works there. Lauren?
It's obvious to see the damage that has been done outside here of the GOP building. The chairman who works inside the building tells me that a dumbbell was thrown through the door overnight.
Not a good way to wake up.
Carol Rogers is the chairwoman of the Republican Party of Fayette County and works inside the office.
You know, one of the highlights of our country is we have elections every 4 years, well, every year in November, and then some people are happy, some people are not happy, and we move on peacefully.
Rogers says she learned that the door had been shattered from a volunteer who just happened to be driving by.
It's really a sad reflection on our whole society, and that's not the way we do after elections. You know, I've been involved in plenty of elections that we've lost, and you're sorry about that, but you just get up the next day and move on.
Lexington police were called to the Fayette County GOP office around 2 this morning. At this time, they still don't know who's responsible.
We have elections. Sometimes we win, sometimes we lose. If you're unhappy about it, that doesn't give you the right to destroy private property or to hurt people.
Police say yesterday evening remained pretty calm, and this was the only incident they were called to on election night. Reporting in Lexington, Lauren Miner, WKYT.
Lauren, thank you. And Roger says the door will be replaced this afternoon. Now, our campaign 2016 coverage continues online. You can see a complete list of results, interactive maps, and the breakdown of the state races. We're also continuing to gather reaction. Find it on WKYT.com.
Well, we certainly don't get to vote on the weather, but it affects what we do. We certainly experience it.
That's right. And Micah's no politician. We're looking for a potential frost, though, tonight and heading toward the weekend. Here is meteorologist Micah Harris.
Yeah, and we're going to be looking at some very chilly conditions today. We talked about it yesterday on WKYT this morning, where we'll be in the upper 40s, lower 50s for the most part. Some down south will actually finish off in the mid-50s. You actually see some sunshine down toward Laurel County, and 48 right now in Moorhead. Lexington, we've been at 48 for the past couple of hours. Reason being, winds out of the north and also the cloud cover. And the winds out of the north, one thing that's good, yes, it's ushering in some cold air. So we'll sit there in the low to mid 50s later on. But it's also knocking away a lot of that smoke from those wildfires down toward the south. Past few days, the smoke has been around the state because of the winds out of the south. But now they're coming in out of the north. That's going to help us out big time, getting all that smoke, moving it off into Tennessee and also Virginia. Overnight tonight and into tomorrow morning with those winds, bringing in that colder air tonight into tomorrow. You're going to see that frost advisory in effect for virtually all locations. We're going to show you that and also talk about the weekend forecast where we could potentially see a freeze out there. We'll have that coming up in just a few minutes.
Okay, and we'll see you.
A smoke inhalation advisory is in effect for several eastern Kentucky counties battling wildfires today. Health officials say the air in Bell, Harlan, and Rockcastle counties is unhealthy and can pose a danger to some people, especially those with chronic heart and lung diseases. At last check, the Kentucky Division of Forestry said crews are still fighting 33 wildfires that continue to burn in eastern Kentucky, spanning more than 16,000 acres. Jenkins police have arrested a man they say started a forest fire in eastern Kentucky. They say Johnny Mullen started a fire that threatened a home. He's charged with second-degree arson. WKYT's Phil Pendleton will have more on the forest fires coming up at 12:30.
There were some scary moments at a Lexington salon this morning when a car drove into a wall. It happened at Hair Essentials on Malibu Drive near Nicholasville Road. We're told people were inside the salon at the time of the crash. WKYT's Michelle Chamberlain has that story.
It was definitely a scary start to the workday for employees here at Hair Essentials on Malibu Drive after a car drove into the front door.
Oh, it was a rude awakening. I went to the front door and unlocked it. And then when I came back to my station, I heard this loud boom. I'm like, oh my God, what happened? And the car was up in the door.
Around 9 this morning, Ollie Richardson was starting her workday at the salon when a customer drove her car into the front door.
It was kind of scary, and I'm like, I see a car coming at you, and standing here was real scary.
The driver tells me her shoe got caught under the accelerator when she was trying to park. She wasn't able to get her foot off the gas pedal and slammed her car into the entrance of the salon.
Of course, her shoe, she hit the gas. I don't know, but she was so scared, bless her heart.
Obviously, the driver of that car was a bit shaken up, but thankfully, no one was injured. In Lexington, Michelle Chamberlain, WKYT.
Michelle, thank you. And salon employees say that firefighters told them the building is still safe. However, the front door is going to have to be replaced. The trial will soon be over for a former University of Cincinnati police officer accused of killing an unarmed black man. What is expected today in that? Coming up on WKYT News at noon, Kentucky's #1 midday news.
We're glad you're with us today. The trial will soon be over for a former University of Cincinnati police officer accused of killing an unarmed black man.
Ray Tenzing is charged with murder and voluntary manslaughter in the shooting of 43-year-old Sam DuBose. Police say Tenzing shot DuBose during a traffic stop in 2015. Closing arguments in the case are expected today. Tenzing testified yesterday, saying that he shot because he feared for his life. Jurors were instructed to bring a packed bag to court today, just in case they're sequestered. A New York man is in the Madison County Jail accused of kidnapping. Police arrested Kenneth Anderson yesterday morning at the Days Inn in Richmond here in Kentucky. They say they also found the missing woman who says that she was not allowed to leave Anderson's site for fear of being tied up.
A school bus crash in Knox County sent one woman to the hospital. Deputies say the bus driver was merging onto Highway 830 and didn't see a pickup when she pulled out on US 25 East near Corbin. The woman driving the pickup was in a lot of pain, we're told, but did not have life-threatening injuries. 2 high school seniors on the bus were not hurt.
There's good news to report this midday about an elderly man who went missing from his Lexington home yesterday. He has now been reunited with his family.
Police found Stephen Rapchak about 9 o'clock this morning near the Hobby Lobby in Lexington. The golden alert for him was issued yesterday afternoon. Now we're told that Rapchak has dementia.
We have much more post-election day coverage as WKYT's noon news hour continues.
Hear from Trump supporters here in Kentucky coming up at 12:30.
Now the 40s and 50s outside right now. We got some frosty conditions overnight and into tomorrow morning. And then we look toward the weekend where we actually have freeze possibility. We're going to go over that and show you how low we go coming up next.
Now, your zone-by-zone forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
Still have the clouds overhead with that cool air seeping on in. The rest of the afternoon, we're looking at upper 40s to lower 50s. And what we're going to be dealing with the rest of the day, just that gloomy look. Don't expect any rain. The rain's long gone. It was gone about 4 a.m. this morning. But yeah, the rest of the day is that gloomy, cool look. 48 right there in Lexington, 51 by the afternoon. We're just getting word that President Obama is now speaking with Network. We're going to go straight to that.